Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again here on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We're also recording today. The show will post on YouTube and is always available on boinkstudios.com. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. This is episode number 154. And yes, we're moving right along here on Facebook Live. We want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan and the whole crew at Wrestling Rumors for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. So episode number 153 was WWE Clash of Champions review and other news. We talked about the entire card, gave all the results, talked about me and the boy going to see it and having fun and getting on camera, and it was awesome, and my kid had a blast, and it was all good. But we also talked about a bunch of other stuff as well going on in the pro wrestling industry today. But now it's time to talk about the war. That's right, folks. It's the war to end all wars. I don't know about that one. But it's another war, okay? If you've been pining for a fight, if you've been itching for a struggle, if you've been spoiling for a battle, then this show is for you, folks, because this is the upcoming war between WWE's NXT and AEW. That's right. This time the main event is AEW versus NXT. Now, I could have called it versus WWE. That might would have made more sense, but WWE as the logo and as an actual main roster program is not going head-to-head with AEW as of yet. We never know what the future may hold, yes. But this coming Wednesday night, October 2nd, will be the first time the AEW hits the airwaves on live weekly television broadcasting on the TNT network, and it will directly oppose NXT, which will, of course, be on the USA network. It's the war, folks. Are you ready for battle? Are you in the trenches? Have you picked a side? I don't know. I have not picked a side. I'm a fan of this. I love this. I love the idea of it. I love the spectacle of it. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a thrill ride with any luck. And hopefully the fans are the ones who will benefit from all of this. And I very much hope that that's true. Hope everyone out there is doing great today. Hope everyone out there is doing swell. We've got bunches to talk about today. Big show, of course, as always. What do you guys think right now about the war? What's your opinions? I'm seeing several comments. By the way, if you're listening to the show, not watching on Facebook Live, shame on you. We are live most Fridays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wrestling Rumors. That's Wrestling Rumors on Facebook Live. And we go live not every Friday, but most every Friday. We record the show, go live, record at the same time, and then it posts. So if you're not watching the video chat, you're missing out. You could fire away your questions at me. We will try to answer as many as we can during the show. Let's see. We got Robert says I'll be watching AEW live this Wednesday, NXT later. I think a lot of people are saying that, dude, for sure. Larry says Tuesday will be an open day. AEW could slide right in. Who's on Tuesday? Isn't Impact on? Impact will be on Tuesday nights on Access TV. There's something that's not getting much press right now because it's October 1st, right? So I mean, they picked the date, man. I mean, it's advantageous they picked the 1st, right? They can kind of get their shots in. Whatever shots they think they're going to fire, they can get them in on Tuesday. So, yeah. Sandy says NXT for life. Toby says, I hope the war brings out the absolute best in both. Brother, you and I both on that deal. Yeah. Brad says, can't wait for AEW. Still haven't watched any NXT. You haven't watched NXT yet, Brad? Come on, man. Give it a shot. Episode number 2 in USA was live last night. It was good. I enjoyed it. Larry says AEW wrestling super side need change in wrestling. I get you. A lot of people are saying that as well. Jamel, I agree with you. The past 2 NXTs have been good. What's up, Brenda? Welcome back to the show. Everyone's still checking in. The crowd's still building today, as always is the case here on the main event. So thanks each and every one for tuning in today, of course, and for listening on the recorded version. Chris says NXT is good. I agree with you. Robert says, ready for Impact, ready to see Tessa Blanchard again. Robert, Tessa is one of the best in the biz right now. You can't argue that. So I've got kind of a weird thing happening right now. Facebook is telling me low network connection, and it says recording. I have no idea why it's doing that. Is anyone else having an issue with the feed right now? I mean, if you listen to this after the fact, you're all good because it's recorded, right? Yeah, I'm having an issue with the TV as well. So if anyone out there is not seeing the feed, just hang in there. Hey man, you know what they say? If it's happening when it's live, it was not an accident. So there you go, folks. So yeah, see what else is going on. It says I don't have cable, just have Hulu to watch Raw and SmackDown. Do you know if AEW will be on Hulu? To my knowledge, Robbie, AEW will not be on Hulu unless something changes. Basically, you need a satellite connection, and if you don't have that, then I got to tell you, man, you might be out of luck on that deal. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so let's see. As I attempt to go through the issues that we have here, that's happening, because we are having some technical difficulties. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We back? Yep, I think we're back. Are we back? I've been talking the whole time. Let's see, folks. Don't anybody go away. Boom. All right, let's see what we got here, folks. We're going to attempt a little hey right here. All right, are we live? I think we're live. Okay. Folks, are we back at it? Is everybody back on board? I think we are live again. Hopefully. Is everyone back? Yeah, maybe not. Hey, what's up? Am I talking? Am I moving again? Are we back on? Please tell me that we are back on. That would be awesome if we're back on. Sweet. I have no idea what happened. Technology, baby. What are you going to do? Right? I don't know the answer to that question. So, there you go. So, yeah. So, hey, it's all good, Jack. I kept talking the whole time. So, you go. Kept doing my thing. And so, if you go back and watch the show later, you will miss the moment or two that we actually lost connection there. So, hopefully it's all good. So, there you go. So yeah, we are, as I said, just days away from the war. There have been shots that have been fired on both sides. I wrote a column that we'll post this weekend on the Chairshot talking all about it. And yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting time. And that's why I wanted to spend today's show sort of talking about all this stuff, getting a lot of things out there in the open, discussing what you guys think about the show, what you think is good and bad, and everything in between. So hopefully it's all good. So bear with me for just a moment, folks. I'm having issues still on the laptop, so hopefully it's all good. We're going to refresh the page and see if that helps in the slightest. Hopefully it does. And then we'll go find the post, because, you know, this is how these things go, man. There we are. All right, sorry about that. So we're back. Jeff says, why did SmackDown remove live from the name? Will be pre-recorded. I don't think so, Jeff. And Jeff, this is just my take. This is just me throwing out there to you. I just think they want to brand it something else. I've seen the logos, and I don't know this for a fact, but I thought it was going to be called Friday Night SmackDown, but I could be wrong. And it could just be that the company and Fox, maybe either or both, just want to brand it something differently to make it stand out from what it used to be. I don't know. That's just me. And also, you know, it might give Fox the opportunity to preempt it if need be. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you never know with network television. It says it'd be a great opportunity for all promotions to showcase very best talents from all over the world. I absolutely agree, and hopefully that will be the case. So, yeah, can't wait for the new Raw and SmackDown stage, as Sandy says. It's going to be interesting. We've seen it happen many times over the years where they have changed. The way the presentation looks and that kind of thing. So, you know, hopefully it will be cool to look at. Hopefully it will be entertaining. We want the whole thing to be entertaining. Let's just be honest, folks. The great unknown here is AEW. Now, we have a handful of shows in the books that we can base what we think TV might be about. But Tony Khan, AEW president, has said that just don't judge what we're going to do on TV versus what we've done on the shows. It will be a much more controlled environment. You know, language, silliness, that kind of stuff probably will not be taking place, which is all a good thing. Network TV, you're playing more to a mainstream audience. Do I believe that it has to be sanitized for your protection? No, I don't. But at the same time, I do believe that it has to be something that's easily accessible to fans of all ages. And I don't think you can do that with a mature rated product. That's just me. So, are we still frozen or are we running right now? I'm going to refresh the page. Man, we are all having all kinds of tech issues today, folks. I promise you, I don't think it's me. Well, it might be me. I have no idea. At this point, who knows? So, yeah. How are we right now? Are we any better? Can anyone see us at the moment? All right. WWE's going to sign Taya Valkyrie. Danny, I would not be surprised at all if that happens, for sure. Sweet, back up. Yeah, man, I'm having issues. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm attempting to, you know what? I may just attempt to do a little something right here. We're going to turn the Wi-Fi off. How about that? How about that? We're just going to turn the Wi-Fi off. That work for you? That way maybe we won't have to worry about this anymore. And let's hope that this doesn't like wreak havoc on my cell phone bill at the end of the month. You never know with this stuff, right? Technology, baby. What's up, Nathan? Said I'm a few months pound NXT, and I just saw Io Shirai's. Oh, man, I missed your comment, Nate. My bad, dude. My bad on that. I can't be frozen again. It shows I'm live. Nope. I can't be frozen. It says I'm live right now. Come on now. Not that you guys would lie to me or anything like that. Let's see what else is. Let me click this. I'm hitting refresh again, so bear with me. Yeah, dude, I'm live right now. I think. Am I not moving right here, folks? This has been crazy. Let's see. All right. Am I moving? Do you see movement? Folks, I gotta be honest with you. We may end up having to cut this thing off early today. I don't want to, however, but sometimes we have to do what we have to do. If we end up having to do that, and you see the broadcast officially end, I am going to keep recording. Okay, and so the only way to catch the rest of the show will be to subscribe on iTunes and Google Play. So please do so. If we end up having to do this, hopefully we won't, but you never know what could happen. So let's just keep all that in mind. Alma, I missed your comment. I apologize. I can't look at it. The last thing I saw, like I said, yeah, Sandy said it right. We had technical difficulties. So yeah, my apologies, man. Don't know what to tell you. This is what happens with live stuff. Let's see. I did see Keith Lee get dropped on his head. Man, he and Dijakovic. I don't want to call him that. It's Dijak, okay? No, I don't use Charter, Nate. I wouldn't use... Actually, wait a minute. You talking about for internet? Yeah, I do have Charter internet. Oh, great. So it is an issue. Nate and I both live in Hickory, North Carolina, okay? Hickory/Conover, North Carolina. So yeah, if it's happening to you, dude, it's probably happening to me as well. So that sucks. So yeah. Frank says I look like I look like a Japanese film. Hey, it's all good, man. I'm international anyway. So, what's up, Lance? Lance, we hope that you're not, boarding a sinking ship, man, because we've had some technical issues here today. So I took the Wi-Fi off, and so I'm just running on the program today. I'm just running off a cell phone. So I don't know what to tell you guys, man. This is crazy. All right. Yeah, I don't think it's you. I think it's me. But I'm not even on Wi-Fi right now, so hopefully everything's all good right now. Let me know if it's all good. Frozen. Miss Lopez is here, and the whole thing is just going to somewhere bad in a handbasket. We're not going to mention the word. What sucks is we get people dropping off whenever this stuff happens. So, Sandy, you've said that multiple times. I hope you're not still typing that in over and over and over and over and over again, because I have addressed your comment, my friend. I assure you. I did address it. You may not have caught it, the comment or the reaction because of the technology issues, but I did address it, I assure you. Yeah. Devil's got it out for me. It's all good. So it's because of the shirt. He's jealous of the shirt. He wants the shirt. He can't have the shirt. It won't fit him anyway. To my knowledge, Devil's a great big dude with horns and stuff. He won't be able to get it over his head. Okay? So he probably wears like a 9X or something. I don't know. I dated the Devil one time. And she was not fun to be around. And it was trials and tribulations for yours truly. My God, this thing's crazy today. Yeah, Danny, no doubt. It is the shirt. You're right. Is Liv going to be Sister Abigail? Jim, I have no idea where that came from. What? I don't know. Am I ready for next week? I'm ready to see what's going to happen. Me and the boy do have tickets to go see AEW November 6th in Charlotte. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I hope that next week I don't watch the first episode and go, oh God, this was terrible. Okay? Because we've got tickets to go see the show in November and I want to be happy, not sad. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So are we still going right now? I'm getting no connection. I'm getting no warning on this end. Tony heard that on What Culture? Okay, Tony. So I'm going to address something, and I don't know if any of you guys are going to hear this or not. I don't typically throw shade at anyone, and I'm not going to do it today. However, I might throw just a teensy bit of shade. I wrote for What Culture for a few years, until I couldn't stand to write for them anymore. No disrespect. But I don't, in my opinion, I don't believe that they are on their game. I think they go for sensationalistic headlines. They go for gossip and innuendo. They go for unsubstantiated rumors and the like. And I don't go for any of that. And that is not me. That will never be me. And I don't like it. So, again, I'm not throwing shade at What Culture in any way. All the best to them, but I parted ways with them because I no longer wanted my name associated with them anymore. And it's been years since I wrote from them. And even if I were offered something great, I would probably not take it. So you can take that for what it's worth. If you visit What Culture and enjoy it, good on you and go with God. I want nothing to do with it personally. That's just me talking. So there you go. Folks, my apologies for the interference today. I'm just going to keep talking and I'll read as many comments here as I can. You guys, just keep firing away. Thank you for staying on, and for hanging in there and hopefully we can get through this. We've gotten through almost the first 30 minutes, and I want this to be a fun day, and I'm sorry it's going to crap. But like I said, we are recording this, so if you just subscribe to the show, you will not have to worry about it because you'll be able to listen anytime you want to. And here's what I'll do. After this thing is over, I will post the link on Wrestling Rumors Facebook page to let everyone know where the show is. That way you'll be able to listen to it at your leisure. How's that sound? There you go. Philip says nobody can use the Sister Abigail name. Phil, but I didn't know that had been rectified. I don't know. Nathan, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. That's some podcasts do that, you know, like you send in questions and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of backwards, where like they record the show and whatnot, and you don't know what's said until after it's posted or whatever. But I see where you're coming from. At this point, Danny, I don't know if Access has made an announcement about New Japan. I would dare say that the network would attempt to try to get both companies to the same table to have a discussion on perhaps Access and Impact sharing, or excuse me, New Japan and Impact sharing talent. That has not gone quite that great in the past. As we know, Kazuchika Okada was in Impact for a while, and they basically did nothing with him. And now he's the greatest in the world and has been for several years. I'm not saying that would happen again, but at the same time, my expectations for a possible partnership between the two companies are very low. So that's just me. It's the Fiend. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Bray Wyatt's doing this crap, man. He's screwing with us. John Morrison's come back as a babyface or heel. What do you think? I think he'll be back. Well, first of all, it doesn't matter what you come back as. You're going to blow the roof off the joint, and they're going to love you because fans pop for people coming back. I mean, you would have to be somebody pretty disastrous like Hogan, and even then, they still pop for Hogan. People love for when guys come back, so I don't think that'll be an issue. In terms of who I think, what I think he should be, I think it depends on where he goes. I think that Morrison would be a great opponent for Seth Rollins. I think Rollins needs somebody to step up his game, but at the same time, there is a possibility that Morrison could maybe show him up. I'm not suggesting that he's better than Seth or anything like that. I just think that John approaches it from a little bit different perspective than Seth does. So I'd be interested to see Seth Rollins versus John Morrison. See what happens. It'd be cool. Mark A, sorry brother, sorry all this is going on, man. Please subscribe to the show if you don't, that way you can listen later. So yeah, I'm gonna refresh this page here again. I'm refreshing like crazy today, man. So yeah, we're running the show right now on my cellular data, which hopefully this does not mean that I'll be lost and broke at the end of the month. Alma says, could Sting appearance on SmackDown or Fox be a precursor for things to come? Maybe The Fiend versus Vigilante. I don't want that to see that, Alma. I got a lot of love for Sting. Always have, always will. Sting's days in the ring are over. And I was holding out hope that he was going to face Taker. I don't see it happening now. If Sting ever did come back, it needed to be against Taker, no one else. I love Bray, but I don't see it. Does this mean that Bray couldn't pop up on SmackDown? No, it means he very could. He very likely could. Will he? I don't have any idea. We'll just have to see what happens. Danny, I think Dijak and Lee are having a great little feud, and hopefully they will continue. But Lee has won like both matches. I don't know how many he's won, but it's kind of he's got kind of a commanding lead. So we'll see how that plays out. Morrison versus AJ, feeling be good. Jim says, yeah, I have to agree with you. But, you put John against anybody good, against any of the top tier, and you could say that. I mean, you could say that about anybody. Not that you're wrong. But, yeah, I agree with you totally. See what happens to Finn. I haven't seen him on TV. Brian Finn got married, right? And so he's been on honeymoon. He's taking the breaks. There you go. Did he not win both matches, Philip? I thought he did. My apologies. I thought he did. Morrison versus Walter. Well, Rebecca, anybody. Yeah, that's the great part about this business. No matter what companies you're talking about, especially WWE, though, you got all that talent, all the Hall of Fame guys. You've got possibilities for all sorts of dream matchups. There's plenty of guys that John has not worked over the years. Some of them are in WWE, some are in AEW. I find it interesting, and I'll be curious to know when the story comes out, because I'm sure it will at some point if it doesn't come out. If it has come out already today. If AEW pursued John and why John chose not to sign with them. It could have been Johnny Elite. You know what I mean? I don't know. It'd be curious to see what happened there and why they didn't go down. And I'll be curious to know if they did or did not approach him. I would have to venture a guess to say they probably did, but I don't know that for sure. So Punk going to AEW. Brian, we talk about this all the time, man. I don't know what to tell you. For all I know, I don't know if CM Punk went to the store today, put it that way. So, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard to speculate on Punk because you just don't know what's going on, and it's just so hard to call. I don't know, man. I've stated since the day he left, I would love to see him come back. I don't think he should come back to WWE. But there, you know what? It's not my life. It's not my career. It's not my sanity. It's his. And if he's not happy, and I would assume he wouldn't be happy going back, I'm just assuming, then guess what? Don't go back. Do something different. And if you want to stay out of the business, stay out of the business. You can't fault Punk. Yeah, he did that run in that night in the under the hood and did the GTS, right? Supposedly that was him, yes. But you can't fault the guy for walking away for the sake of his body and his sanity and his livelihood and his peace of mind. Can't fault him for that, and you can also not fault him for staying away because he stuck to his word, if nothing else. He said he was done. He's done. Jeff says, I miss Ryback in wrestling. Jeff, you, and no one else. No disrespect. I don't hear that too much. That's interesting. Barry, what's up? Gary, welcome. Everyone that's just tuning in, We've been having some crazy video difficulties here today, connection problems on my end. My apologies for that. Hopefully everything's all good. If we tend to, this thing has recorded. Every time we've lost connection, it says recording, which hopefully means that Facebook is recording this thing as we go. That would be cool, so it won't be any interruptions. That would be nice. If not, the video would be all spotty like crazy. So, again, if you guys have not subscribed to the show on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, please do so. You'll never miss an episode, man. And there's no charge for any of my content. There never has been, never will be. Let's see. Candice LeRae, if that is your real name. What do you think about NXT Women's Championship match at next week NXT? I think it'll be good. I think LeRae might get destroyed, but I think that's supposed to be what she does. I wouldn't be surprised if she somehow beats Baszler, but I'm not calling it because I don't know. In my opinion, what I thought was going to happen did not happen. I thought that Rhea Ripley was going to be the one to dethrone Baszler, and she may still do it at some point. I don't know, but it seemed to be she was the best opponent because she was the one that could sort of handle Baszler's moves in the ring. She could handle the moveset. She could handle that sort of approach to the ring. They're very similar in that regard. And she's tough. That chick's tough as nails, man. She wouldn't back down from anybody. She's especially not going to back down from Shayna. So, be interesting to see what happens. Who's getting... Jeff, is someone getting ticked off at me? Someone named Daryl's getting ticked off, maybe. Hopefully not. Yeah, man, I got technical issues here today. Like I said, I'm sorry about that. These things happen. I don't think... This has only happened one time before, maybe twice. And both of them were on the fault of Facebook, not yours truly, but this time apparently it's me. I am on YouTube, Raymond. Yes, I am. Just look up Tom Clark's Main Event. Today, as soon as the show is over, I will post the show, and so it's probably like 10 to 15 minutes after it's posted, it actually shows up on YouTube, but I do have a page on there. Just look up Tom Clark's Main Event. You can't miss it. SmackDown will be stacked for sure. You're right about that. Philip said they had 3 matches. One was a count out, one Lee took, and Donovan just pinned. Okay, all right, cool. There you go. There you go. PJ, don't know, brother. Couldn't tell you. So yeah, so the thrust of today's show, before all the craziness has happened with technology here, has been AEW versus NXT. I find it interesting that WWE went after is using the product that is most similar to AEW. It's smart on their part. It's what I would have done. I don't think it would have been smart to line up. All right, so if you line up Raw or SmackDown opposite of AEW, you destroy AEW's chances of getting a leg up. I don't know if it would have been feasible to even move Raw. You're not going to move Raw from Monday night, right? So if you can't move Raw, you just signed the deal with SmackDown for Friday night on Fox. The only other thing you could do is move NXT, which is exactly what they did. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been moving anything, except maybe just a rundown show. You wouldn't want to do that against or opposite of AEW, yes? So there you go. Shane said, did you see SmackDown camera angles? They were acting up, going from live to tape last show. Oh, no, I didn't notice that. Oh, crazy. Yeah, so the bugs everywhere, I see. So, yeah, man, we, Rebecca says, hope, let's see. Someone says still freezing up. Yeah. So, everyone checking out right now, again, my apologies. We're gonna power through, and hopefully this thing will right itself as we go. But yeah, as I said before, I find it interesting that AEW is going on, or that they moved NXT opposite of AEW. But, we're going to have to see what happens. And as we said when the show opened, this is all hopefully going to be good for the fans. This is going to be a great way for AEW to get cranking and for NXT to outdo themselves as only they can do. And with any luck, this thing's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait till AEW's first show on TNT. I think it's going to be great. In fact, I'm taking off next weekend, so I'm staying up Wednesday night, probably writing about the thing after it happens. So that'll be cool. It's going to be fun to have another show to write about. You know what I mean? Because like I don't have enough. I got Raw, I got SmackDown, I got MLW, I got New Japan specials and all that stuff. The only company I really don't cover that much is Impact, but I may be covering some Impact Tuesday night. We'll see what happens. Now that I actually watch it, right? Let's see. Yeah. So, like I said before, be interesting to see what happens. Tony Khan seems determined to make a go of this thing and to make it work. And good on him. He's been a lifelong fan. As we know from past experience, that doesn't mean much of anything. Deep pockets don't mean much of anything in the long term. In the short term, yes. Long term, no. You have to have the right people in place. You have to have people who know how to produce pro wrestling television. You have to have people who know how to time to the break, how to do everything that it takes to present a good-looking product on TV. You have to have the right backstage agents in place. And I got to be honest with you, they've got a lot of the above and then some. That seems to be that they have a lot of the right things, right people, right practices in place. Now, whether or not all this will click together to make for an entertaining weekly TV show is anyone's guess. But, you know, I hope so. Jim says, look like WWE is set to finally push Bobby Roode. He has been getting some good crowd pops, even a TNA chant. I like Roode, Jim. I always have. We'll see what happens on that. I approach everything WWE does with cautious optimism because they just seem to change so often, so quickly. Yeah. So with any luck, this will be it'll be good for him. He's always been talented. When they called him backstage on Monday Night Raw and interviewed him without Ziggler, without him trying to be goofy in the robe and all that hoo-ha that he does, you know, I thought it was great. I thought he was more focused and more intense than he's been in years, and I loved it. That's the Roode I want to see, not the cartoon character they turned him into, which they turn everyone into cartoon characters, to be honest with you. They did it to Ricochet. Ricochet can't talk. It's obvious. Ricochet cuts promos about being a hero and being brave and people looking up to you and stuff. I'm like, God, geez, shut up already. I can't stand it anymore. Not his fault. I'm not mad at him. But the minute this guy starts talking, everyone behind the camera should be able to say, all right, cut. This isn't working. Ricochet's not tapped into whatever it's going to take to get him to deliver a compelling promo. Now, is he even capable of delivering a compelling promo? I couldn't tell you. I think so. But I haven't seen it yet in that company. It's been hard to watch. That's one of the issues I think that he has. Danny says, would love to see Jim Cornette back in WWE. Danny, when hell freezes over, my friend. I said the H word. My apologies. It's just how I feel. Jim says he's done with full-time wrestling. So there you go. Claire, what's up? Claire in the UK, one of my regular fans, my dear. Thank you for watching. Listen, Claire, just a heads up. We've been having wacky technical issues today. The whole show's gone, you know, wonky the whole day. So if suddenly I just go, huh, and don't move for like 90 seconds, that's what's happened. Apparently it's on my end with the connection here. We've been dealing with it. Anyone listening to this show is going to be extremely bored. I would say that we won't publish this one, but you know what? The heck with that crap. I'm doing it. So Victor says, I'm loving Sasha and Bayley heel turn. Victor, a lot of people are on the same page as you for sure. I said I was going to wait and see how Bayley's heel turn was striking me. I still have not made a decision if I'm on board or not. I think she still has a ways to go. I think that so Izzy is training. Remember the girl from NXT that always dressed up like Bayley? Izzy is training to be a wrestler. She's dead serious about this. It wasn't just something she said. She's dead serious about it. I would like to see a night where Izzy's in the front row and Bayley just tears into her. Man, makes her, maybe not makes her cry, makes her, well, go ahead and cry. I don't care. But tears into her and really heel out. Here's the problem with that. Within, 2 minutes of doing that, Izzy's going to be on Instagram saying, oh, it was so fun, so much fun. I love Bayley. Bayley's going to be like, oh, honey, I didn't mean to make you cry, my girl. And they're going to be hugging backstage, and Instagram's going to be there, and Sasha will be there, and Becky will be holding her hand. And it's all going to be a big bunch of nonsense because that's how they roll in 2019. They expose everything in that business. The women are getting exposed just as much as the men. They're doing it to themselves. They can blame WWE for all they want to. They can blame whoever they want to. Sponsors, writers, agents, whatever they want to. But the fact is they are responsible for how they conduct themselves on social media. No one's telling them to post pictures of each other after a match or before a match or at dinner or whatever. They're choosing to do these things. So no, I don't. Is Bayley going to get over as a heel? Can anybody get over it in 2019? I don't know, man. You would say that you hope so. They're talented enough to do it, sure. Between the ropes for the next 20 minutes. But in terms of when they're off TV, forget it. When they're off TV, they're off the clock. That's how they look at it. I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you like it is. I hate it. So, will Finn be part of the club? Daryl, a lot of people have asked that. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Shane, hating on the women. Jeez. You could have thrown anybody under the bus. It had to be the women. Come on, Shane. Without women, just face it, men would have their sanity, we'd have more hair, and we wouldn't shake as often when we, like that. That's not funny. You made a ha-ha, so I'm trying to piggyback on your ha-ha. So there you go. It's been a rough day here on the show, folks. But you know what? I like to talk. Hopefully you guys like to hear it. Hopefully you're listening now. So yeah, and here's the thing that I believe that the cast and crew of AEW is going to have to be careful about, Philip. You're right. Yes, sir. Kayfabe is dead. Yeah, no doubt. Deader than the skull in this shirt, man. Here's one thing that I believe the cast and crew of AEW is going to have to watch out for, and that is, how much do you believe in what you're selling? How much do you believe in what you're doing? Do you believe in enough to only sell it to us during the match? Or do you believe in it enough to sell it to us after the match? Are you going to go to YouTube and ruin it? Are you going to go to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and ruin it? Or are you going to stick to your guns and stick to your character? I think AEW has the possibility, has the potential here to be unlike WWE in a lot of respects. And I think this would be one of the ways they could differentiate themselves from the pack. Not just WWE, but every other company out there. Go for the throat and be real on social media. If they could do that, I think it would be fantastic. Is it going to happen? I have no idea. I think that the temptation is there to just go, hey guys, it's just a show. Hope you like the show. Show. When I was in the business, we didn't use the word show. We never used the word show. Okay? It just wasn't something we did. That was a term that the fans used. So I was told very early on, don't call it show. Which, it depends on, in this day and age, how you feel about that and what veteran you're working for. If there's any veterans around to begin with, everyone's got their own take on it. I was taught the wrestler's handshake, and then I was taught later, well, that's silly. The top guys don't do that. Don't do that. Just give a solid handshake and stare them in the eye when you talk to them. Look them in the eye, and it's all good. You don't have to do that silly nonsense. It's old fashioned. I'm like, okay, so just make your mind up. So it just depends. John, I've got nothing more on Ric Flair's lawsuit of WWE. To my knowledge, it's still going on, but hopefully they'll get something rectified soon. So yeah, as I said before, I think AEW's got a way to do this. I think Kenny Omega, for all of its faults, and Kenny Omega has some faults. When Cornette accuses him of being too theatrical, I think he's right. I think he's too over the top for the mainstream audience. I think he's too over the top for the casual audience, for the fans who last time they watched TNT was when they were watching Sting versus Flair. I think Omega's a bit much, and I think they're going to look at him and say, what's he doing? Why is he posing? What's this about? I think it's a bit much. Now, I'm not saying that Cornette's right about everything he says. Not at all. But I do agree with him on this instance. So we'll see how it goes. But he was on social media, of course. Kenny said the stuff about NXT talent would be working dark matches to his main event. I love it. I love it. Do I agree with him? No, of course not. Don't be silly. And he doesn't believe it either. He is drumming up attention. We said here on the program many times before, there's nothing wrong with the pro wrestler having an ego. They need to have an ego. If you don't have an ego, you call yourself a pro wrestler. I question whether or not you're actually a pro wrestler. You have to have some amount of ego. You have to believe that you're the best there is. You have to believe that you can get it done in the ring. You have to believe in yourself. And a lot of that requires a certain amount of ego. And if you don't have ego, then guess what? You're not going to have much. No one's going to really care about you. They need to see that you have confidence. They need to see that you have self-confidence. And if you don't have it, you're not going to go very far. So Kenny is doing all he can do to get himself over. So there you go. Everyone's saying goodbye. Not everyone. Some people saying bye. Some people saying hello. Technical issues abound today, folks. We've had a rough go of it, but it's all good because we press on. So yeah, I think the rest of the cats in AEW could learn from Omega's example. Just get online and make it real. Go after WWE if you want to. Who cares? Tama Tonga could teach a class on how to go after people online, on how to be a man online. Don't be a silly play wrestler online. Be a man. Tama Tonga should keep. That's 101 for him, Jack. Just let him teach the class. Just hope it's not for the faint of heart, because he's going to say a lot of crazy stuff that might offend you. But let him teach it. That's what they need to do, is take his example for sure. So yeah, man, we call this a war. We're the ones calling it a war. I don't think WWE's calling it a war. AEW might be referring to it as that, but I don't think anybody in WWE's referring to it as that. If I can get my words out here, we're the ones calling it a war. I don't know if it is or not. It seems like it's going to be. They're definitely going to give a head-to-head, and it was WWE that moved to NXT. No one made them do that, right? So I call it a war. It's in the headline of the next piece I wrote. So we'll see. It's exciting. It's dramatic. If anyone's following this and not excited. I don't know how are you still a fan if this doesn't pump you up, man? Victor, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm using cellular data right now, so I don't have any idea what's going on. So yeah, crazy. It's all crazy. So yeah, man, we like I said, we pressed on here today. This has been a rough go of it. We might be taking it home here shortly because, can I be honest with you, it's a little crazy frustrating for me also. You know what was weird is that when I had technical issues before I ever went live on Facebook, I just edited the thing together and made it work. But see, now because it's live, it's very frustrating. It is what it is. Philip, if I knew what EC3 had done to not get anything, I'd tell you. Because, brother, I have no idea. Tim says, is Sting just making an appearance going back in the mix? Tim, if Sting comes back and needs to be Taker versus Sting at WrestleMania 36, it's the only way I'd buy it. It's the only way I'd go for it. I don't think it's going to happen, in my opinion. I think WWE, I know WWE has had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and they've chosen not to book this match for whatever reason. And I can't believe that Taker nor Sting, or both at the same time, didn't want anything to do with it. So there you go. Miss Lopez, sorry about all the nonsense. Hope you have a good one. So, as I said earlier in the program, I am taking next week off. It is a major possibility I will not be here Friday, so we may have a Friday in between. I will make the announcement of Wrestling Rumors here shortly, probably in the next few days. Maybe today. I don't know. We'll see. I've got family and life stuff going on next Friday, so we'll see what happens. If I can fit it in, I will. If I can't, I can't. I hate we're leaving on this note, but it is what it is. Thomas says WWE wrestlers versus AWS for a super show. Thomas, I don't think you'll ever see that happen. I can't say never. I won't say never because anything can happen in the pro wrestling business. Do I think it will happen? I don't think it will, but that's just me talking. Be interesting to see what goes on. So, yeah, man, like I said before, it's been kind of a tough episode. Here's what we're going to do, I believe. I think we are going to take this thing home. And if any of you are still hanging on, trying to see me right now, and we still have issues, my apologies on all this. And hopefully the next time we are back hanging out together, we can do so. Victor, you're right. Hell in a Cell is next week, isn't it? We're going to miss the preview show if I'm not here next Friday. So it's all good. Keep up with my stuff, man, because I'll be posting columns on, of course, as the event draws near. All right, folks, I think we're going to take this home. If you listen to it, hopefully it hasn't been too much of a headache for you. For any of you watching, hopefully it's been all good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sign off from the live broadcast, and I'm going to keep recording, as we said before. So we're going to sign off right now, and we will see you guys on Facebook the next time. All right? Thanks much for hanging out. All right, folks, so that ended the live broadcast on Facebook Wrestling Rumors. Hear the ding? So there you go. That ended the live broadcast on Wrestling Rumors. It is what it is. It was a tough one for us, but so hopefully it's all good. I don't know. Chances are they may not have seen it at all, man, because this has just been a wacky thing that just happened. So yeah. So now that we have gotten past the live bit of this show and gotten over the headache of it, hopefully, there's a couple other things that I wanted to mention. And as we said, if you listen to the show and maybe whether or not you actually watch the show on Facebook, you're getting the rest of the show here today. So, and you can listen to this anytime you want to, obviously. As a fan, this is a great time. I mean, I looked at a graphic yesterday of all the wrestling that's going to be on during the course of a normal week. So if you have a pay-per-view on a Sunday, you have Raw on Monday, Impact on Tuesday, Wednesday is AEW NXT, Thursday is oh God, what is on Thursday? There's something on Thursday. I forget what it is now. Oh yeah, well yeah, it does. Yeah, well you got SmackDown on Friday. I was gonna say Tuesday. SmackDown will be on Friday. Something's on Tuesday. MLW's on Saturday or Thursday. Excuse me. Something's on Thursday. So yeah, it's what a great time to be a fan. You know how many times we've said that here on the show over the past year? It's 100% true. It's crazy. The amount of pro wrestling content that's out there right now is great. I mean, it's just, there's so much for everybody. If you don't like one company, there's another company you'll probably get something out of. And if you don't like that company, there's probably another company you'll get something out of. That's the best part of this. It's a very personal thing for me. I've took my kid to several shows since 2018. And we went to Clash of Champions, had fun. We're going to see AEW TV on November 6th. That should be a blast. We go to PWX, a local company runs out of Charlotte, Gastonia. That's fun. I've got something big coming up, hopefully big coming up in the near future. Well, maybe I will actually be getting back into the business. I'll have to stay tuned for that and see how that goes. That should be awesome. Like I said, it's a great time to be a fan. It's just, and you know, let's don't fool ourselves here. The quality's not always there. WWE does silly things all the time. And here's the problem, folks. We wanted more companies. We wanted more competition. We wanted, as fans, to see, more seats at the table open up. We wanted to see different voices come into play. We wanted to see fresh stars. We wanted to see something innovative. We wanted to see something now. Not 10 years from now, but now. Something to be relevant now. Well, folks, I got news for you, and you should know this. If you get what you want, okay, and all this comes into play as it is with AEW as we speak, then you have to know that company is going to be as fallible as WWE, as Impact, as New Japan, as any other company on the planet, because they are only human. Okay, and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to drop the ball. They're going to give you stuff that you think is silly. They're going to give you stuff that you hate. They're going to give you stuff that you sit back as a fan and say, that was the worst garbage I've ever seen. Now, there are going to be fans that absolutely love AEW despite what goes wrong or what the perceived wrong happens. But guess what? There's just as many fans that defend WWE despite the goofiness that happens in that company. So what I'm telling you is you have to be realistic with your expectations. Yes, it's going to be different. Yes, it's going to be fun, hopefully. Yes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But by the same token, you have to be prepared for the very real possibility that AEW is going to let you down. Okay? And it may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but it's probably going to happen at some point. I'm probably going to walk away from AEW at some point shaking my head. I'll tune back in the next week and hope it's a better show. This is what happens, and I'll tell you why it happens. And I've said this on the program, I don't know how many times, countless times. Pro wrestling is subjective. Okay? It's all subjective. That's the truth. That's the truth, period. Okay? It's all subjective. So what I'm telling you is what you may like about a show, I may hate. What I may like, what I may hate, you may like. It just all depends. It's on how you look at it. It's what your personal tastes are as a fan. It's what you think should and should not happen on a pro wrestling show. It is all based upon what you want to see as a fan, what you believe should happen in a pro wrestling ring. It's all subjective. That's how you can have two fans of similar age but different backgrounds or whatever the case may be. You can have those two fans watch the same show, and one walks away hating it, while one walked away loving it. Okay? The third fan may be indifferent to it. Who knows? But that's how that happens, folks, because we all have different expectations. We all have different tastes. We all have different desires and wants and needs when it comes to our pro wrestling presentation. And that's how it is. That's how it's always been, and it will never change. And that's why pro wrestling is subjective. That's why it's hard for me as a writer to sit there and tell you this match sucked or this match was great. Because as soon as I say those two things, one of those two things or both, someone is going to step up and they're going to say, you've lost your mind, this was the worst match ever, or vice versa. Because again, it's all subjective, man. It's all on how you look at it. That's why this is such a tough thing to cover as a writer. It always has been. It's not the NBA, it's not the NFL, and it's not MLB, it's not NHL either. This is not a matter of, the Lakers won by 105 over the Bucks, who scored 100. That's not what this is. Okay? There's not a clear-cut winner or loser in terms of what grade you gave tonight's show or tonight's main event. There is no clear cut. You can have a majority of people, folks, agree that a certain main event was the greatest of all time. Guess what? You're going to find someone that thinks you're crazy. I guarantee it. Now, it doesn't mean that they're right. Let's get that straight. However, it doesn't mean that you're right either. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. That's why you cannot speak in absolutes. That's why as a writer, I've tried my best not to write in absolutes. I'm not going to speak in absolutes. I just cannot and will not do it, folks. I won't. What my opinion is may differ from yours. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what is 100% fact or fiction. That is up for you to decide. I'm going to give you my take and my analysis, and I try to present both sides, and you figure out whether or not you agree with me or think I've lost my mind. So there you go. All right, so we're going to revisit this topic again at some point down the road because we've got a lot more to talk about. We've barely just grazed the surface today, as it were, due to the technological issues and all that crap. And also on top of all this, the real war hasn't even begun. It starts Wednesday night. We'll see what happens after that. It's going to be fun. I hope it's entertaining, and I hope it's worth our time and energy. I hope it's worth all the money Tony Khan's put into it and that Vince is going to make from it. Put it to you that way. That's all we got this time, man. Hopefully everything goes well the next time around. We will have announcements soon as to when episode number 155 will take place. We got to thank everybody out there for tuning in. Thanks for reading my stuff. I appreciate it as always. Please stay tuned. There will be more to come from yours truly as soon as I am humanly able to roll a game. All right, folks, that's all we got for you. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.